The information shared on Healing from the Heart are from personal accounts and experiences intended to help shed light on possibilities of healing potentials still being researched and discovered. Any communications, considerations, or recommendations are not substitute for medical, psychological, or licensed professional help in wellness or recovery. Please seek a qualified practitioner regarding specific needs or concerns. We hope this podcast uplifts and inspires. Welcome to Healing from the Heart, a space to empower others to learn how to heal themselves with the energy of hope, light, and guidance. Host Torrin Antonsen is an intuitive spiritual healer, medium, and teacher. She is certified by the Norwegian Healing Society and serves on their ethics council. In 2018, Torrin founded the Healing School to help individuals develop their innate abilities and believes that everyone has the capacity to heal. Since 2014, she's contributed to several scientific studies on the effects of healing, aiming to bridge the gap between traditional wisdom and modern science. Being an advocate for combining conventional and natural medicine together with spiritual healing, Torrin shares her own personal story, with recently being diagnosed and surviving pancreatic cancer in 2024. Her goal is to help others learn about options and resources within their own healing journey, with a loving support system including spiritual healing several days a week, walking in nature every day, exercising, acupuncture, herbs, vitamins, and a healthy diet. Torrin became strong again. Her life's mission is to help communication between medical professionals and their clients to create more effective resources within hospitals, as well as navigating others toward health, joy, and purpose. To shine light on what's needed most when she was healing herself. Now, here is your host of Healing from the Heart, Torrin Antonsen.
Hi, and welcome to Healing from the Heart. I'm your host, Torrin Antonsen. This is a safe and gentle space where we can share light, hope, and healing together. And I believe that everyone has the power to heal. And I'm so grateful for having you here. I'm just a channel for the healing intelligence, working from my heart. So, welcome to my world. And today we have a very, very special guest with us. She's a dear, dear friend and my mentor. She's the best teacher in the world. She's a famous medium, psychic medium, and a healer. And her name is Lisa Williams. And she's a warm-hearted person. And she has been one of my greatest supports when I went through pancreatic cancer last year. With her tools and guidance, I found healing, hope, and inner power. And today I'm completely healthy. I'm so grateful for everything she has done for me. And Lisa, she became famous with her TV show, Life Among the Dead. This was a very popular show in Norway. Everyone in Norway knows about Lisa Williams. Today, her main focus is on healing, helping people with healing, and she is very good to help people healing from cancer. So welcome, Lisa, my angel on earth.
Oh, Torrin, I'm sitting here crying actually, because I'm so proud of you and you have done such an amazing, amazing thing. Thank you for letting me be the first guest on your show.
You was number one on my list. I'm so happy you are here. And, most people know you as a medium because you've done that for so many years. Mm-hmm. And you have an international spiritual school. I'm very lucky to be one of your master teachers. It's an honor. But tell me a little about, the last years you have been focused very much on healing, and you work with doctors and hospitals in US, helping them with how they can, when you get a diagnosed with cancer, the doctors are not always so good with deliver the message. And I know that you teach them how to do that. Will you tell me a little about why did you want to go deeper into healing? Because you are an amazing medium, and there's a lot of healing in that too.
Right. So, I was, so back in the day when many people knew me, which was like 19 years ago, I was working as a medium, which is fine, but I also worked as a healer. And they say you have to start somewhere. And what happened is, I think over COVID and over this period of time, I noticed that many people were getting sick with cancer. I noticed that many people were struggling with their own health issues, and that, I started to see a lot of people coming through as clients, and I started to see a correlation between issues in their life, death, transition, whatever was going on. And then they came in with health issues too. And so I started to notice this correlation, that there was just a correlation between it, that those people who had cancer had also had a loss, or those people who had chronic disease had lots of fear. And I started to look in this place, and I noticed it. And what happened is, I just by coincidence went to a doctor who was a functional medicine doctor, or integrative medicine. And I saw what he was doing, and we started a conversation. And I went, this is super easy. This is everything that I do. And I think, mediumship is great. And I think, communicating with spirit is fantastic. But there's something about helping the living right now. I want you to live right now, rather than before we get over there. And so that's always been a thing for me. And I've had my own dance with chronic disease as well, and my own dance with a variety of different illnesses. And I started to realize how there was absolutely this correlation. So, I feel like I've stepped into this in a way that I've never stepped into anything before. So
I'm so glad you did, Lisa. And when I had diagnosed with pancreas cancer, in Norway, they say it's very few percent chance to survive. Right. And when you heard about me being sick, you contacted me and wanted to help me. And I was, wow, because I know how busy you are, and I would never ask myself, but you helped me in the beginning twice a week, work with emotional blocks.
Yep.
And I was thinking, I've been working so much with myself during the last years. So I thought it couldn't be so much to work with. But when you started to work with me, a lot of things came up during the sessions. And I think working with emotional blocks and all trauma really is important when you are sick, and not only with cancer, but I didn't have a lot of time. We had to start immediately, and the odds was not very good. But you believed in me, and you said to me, if it's only 1% chance to survive, we will work with this. Right. And so when you believed in me, it really gave me hope. And I think, I know some people who are watching today also have cancer, and some of them have had cancer. Oh. Hope is number one. Yes. If you want to heal, really. And also, it's very good to have diet, a healthy diet with organic foods and not a lot of sugar. But can you tell me a little about the way you worked with me? Why do you think, you have seen the changes since we started and until now, and we're still working because you want me to stay healthy.
I do.
Can you tell a little about this? Because I know many people are curious about this, and it will also help people who are struggling with different illnesses.
Right. Yes. And it's not just cancer. I think there's a variety, there's so many illnesses out there. What we have to realize is our emotions. And I'm sure everybody can relate to the fact that if they've had an argument, maybe their stomach feels funny, or something's happened and they don't feel well. So often our emotions have an impact on our health. And it is proven in Chinese medicine, and I'm just going to talk Chinese medicine now, where we have variety of meridians. And when those meridians are blocked, it stops vital energy flow going to each part of the body. There's also parts of the body that relate to different emotions. So our gallbladder and liver are related to anger. Our stomach and spleen is related to worry. Our lungs and our large intestine is related to grief. And so often those people, and it's funny because I just had it earlier on where someone said to me, I have a lot of stomach issues, digestive issues, and she lost her husband a year and a half ago. So I'm starting with these correlations. But what we also realize is that when we're doing the healing, we're actually opening the channel up. But we can open the channel of energy. But if we don't actually deal with the emotions behind what has started it, all that's going to happen is we'll open it and it will close, open it and it will close, open it and close. And I started to work with a doctor called Dr. Tennant in the US, and he believes there are 5 main causes of chronic disease. Thyroid issues, definitely thyroid issues, toxins in the environment as well. Then he also was talking about, there's another one that I always forget, but basically dental and emotion. And dental and emotion were the top 2 because often they're ignored the most. Our dental hygiene is sometimes ignored. Some people do. And so they don't realize that there are nerve endings that are in our teeth actually link back into our nervous system. Yes. And these emotions, as we were going through it, I think one of the things that we really have to understand is these emotions are one of the hardest things that are to deal with. And I was also working with somebody else who also had cancer for the last, I want to say 13 years. And she had been bedridden. She hadn't walked in 8 years. And she invited me over to work. And she also believed that diet, rest, exercise, everything else was a key factor. But one of the biggest things was the emotions. And so I started to work on that emotion. And for me, it was really about giving somebody hope. Because if, like you said, if you have only got 5% chance of living, you could be that 5%. And you don't have to listen to the 95%. If your brain listens to the 95%, you will be dead. That's what happens. But if you believe that you can be this 5% and in this 5 range, which you believed and I believed, then you can actually work towards that and your brain starts to believe it. And over COVID, I started to dive into neuroscience quite deeply. And the way that our brain starts to believe things and the way that we are looking at life. And I think one of the things for you, Turan, which was one of the most important things that you had, was this vision statement. And I encouraged you to listen to this recorded thing. And we sat and we listened to, I asked you, what do you want to do in your life? And you said, this is what I want. So we created this beautiful vision statement, which I said to you, I want you to listen to twice a day. And that is what trained your brain.
And I still do.
Yeah. you were going to be healthy. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do Western medicine. And I think it is absolutely important that you follow your doctors and that you follow Western medicine. But dealing with emotion is so important. And I always say my magic stick, which people are like, I talk about my magic stick all the time. It is so important to actually unlock the emotions and then allow our body to heal, because our body wants to heal. It changes, it rejuvenates the cells 365 days in a year, and we can heal ourselves.
We can. And it's so nice to see everyone is coming in. A lot of people from Norway too. So nice to see you. And when you talk about the statement, you know, in the beginning, when I was so sick and the doctors couldn't promise me anything, I asked them if they could give me some examples for a success story with my diagnosis. And I asked 3 cancer doctors in the hospital where I live. None of them have had one. And, you know, when you receive a message like that you have just few percent, maybe 5 or something, chance to live, if you only listen to that, I think, yeah, I would have died.
Right.
But because I have you and some other angels in my life, they gave me hope, and especially you, because I trust you so much and I trust your gift so much. So I knew that when you choose to work with me and use so much time on me, I knew it would be a chance I would survive.
Yeah.
And we started very early with you asking me, what's your reason to live? And it's easy to say, I want to live because of my children, my boyfriend, my granddaughters. But you said you need to find a reason just for you to live. Yeah. And I had to think about that. And I went walking in forest. That's the best medicine for me.
Right.
And then I just felt I wanted to spread hope to other people who are sick. Not only cancer, but just to give hope and want them to understand that anything is possible, because we have an inner power that's amazing. And so I wanted to spread hope. And I also had something for myself, like I wanted to start riding again.
Yeah.
I stopped riding a few years ago because I was afraid to fall off. But now I've been through worse things, so I have started riding again on a big, beautiful horse. And then I was thinking, I love my dog. And people tell me you can't have a big dog again because you're getting older. But I was thinking, I will have a new dog after this dog. I'm not finished with big dogs. So just things for myself. And I wanted to live without a lot of fear, because I have had a lot of fear in my life, worried about the future, worried about my kids. But I forgot to worry about pancreas cancer. So I learned more to live in the moment, and I'm really enjoying life every day. Still, life is a bit up and down, but I have learned so much through this. So I think it's a bigger meaning. It helps me also to think it's a bigger meaning that I've been through this.
Right.
And all the techniques you have teach me, I use them every day. And I also teach them to my students because your knowledge is, we need to have it all over. And the amazing thing is that in September, you are coming to Norway.
I am.
With us, these techniques
Yeah.
that you have helped me with, and also more healing techniques. And I can't wait to see you here. So maybe you can tell us a little about you coming to Norway.
Yeah, so I'm actually coming to, which I haven't been back to Norway, for quite some time. And I'm actually bringing my husband, which is going to be a big thing. So I'm super excited. But I think coming back to Norway for me, it's very close to my heart because I love being in Norway. And I love the Norwegian people and I love the country. But I also feel very inspired because of your story, because there's so many people that have heard your story and that have actually needed hope. And in the workshop, we're going to do a workshop. It's a weekend because I can't teach this in 5 minutes. But we're going to be looking at it. And a lot of the times we don't realize that we've gone through massive transformation. We don't realize that we've gone through maybe some grief. We don't realize that the children leaving home may have affected us. And it's really about how we can measure our own intuition and measure our own energy. And then also ask how we can actually move through this. And so I'll be teaching techniques. I'll be helping you realize, oh, wow, yes, it's because of that I got sick, or it's because of this. And it's not just one thing. It's very layered. There's lots of layers underneath it. And when you went through it, you went, oh, it's this. Oh, no, it's this. Oh, no, it's this. There's lots of things. It's always lots of things. But when we get down to the deep core of it, we can really start to heal. And at that point, when we're allowing our body to heal and rest and rejuvenate, then we're nurturing ourselves, we're nurturing our soul, we're nurturing ourselves in this place. And I think it is so miraculous that this healing technique works, because if we think about it, I'm just using ancient techniques that have been around for centuries, but I'm using them in a very specific order and a very specific way. And I think that is important for people to realize, that there are practices and protocols, and that it's very easy that you can heal your own body.
And we will talk more about this, but first we will have 1 minute's break, and then we will be back.
Health concerns. We all have them. But did you know that with just one drop of your blood, we can predict your future health? Tell me, do you know what you really look like on the inside? Book your blood test today and find out if you're in the danger zone. To do so is simple. Just email us at showmemybalance@gmail.com. That's showmemybalance@gmail.com.
Welcome back to Healing from the Heart. And Lisa, we have a question in the chat. Brian, he asked where to buy tickets for it. Maybe we can put that in the chat.
I am just going to pop it into the chat now. I don't know whether it will come through, but yes, you can go to my website, which is lisawilliams.com/Norway. And I think I just put it into the chat. And people can go there. We've sold out for the demonstration, sadly, but there are definitely tickets for the weekend. So the tickets are available.
And it's also on my website, so torunantonsen.com. So you can go there too. And I know one of a lady in the chat, she was diagnosed with pancreas cancer the same time as me.
Right.
And the doctor, it was spread to the liver. And the doctor said she would not survive this. But she have used very similar techniques, worked with her emotional blocks, the same diets as me. We have also taken some herbs who kills cancer. She is healthy again. She had chemotherapy. And the tumor in the pancreas is gone. and the spreading in the liver is gone. And you will meet her in the event in Norway. So please talk a little bit more about the event. We still have some few spaces left, so people need to book.
Yeah. So the event, I really want everybody to understand the importance of healing themselves. And when we look at the healing of themselves, that that the body wants to heal itself 365 days a year. And we have to actually also do the work itself. We can't just, prayer is very important, but we have to open the meridians. Like I said to you, Turin, you have to go out and walk. You have to get the energy in. You have to increase the voltage that is going into the body. We have to look at all of the reasons why our body got into that state of blocked energy. And so therefore we have to remove the blockages. We'll do some journaling. There'll be a lot of, listen, I always say there's always tears at Lisa Williams's show, whether you're crying because a loved one has crossed over, or because, we're breaking you open emotionally. But I think for me, it is really about allowing the body to heal and allowing people to also reconnect with people who understand them. Because you know this, Turin, yourself, that when you are doing this journey, you feel very isolated. You feel very alone. You feel like no one understands you. And despite whether you have cancer or whether you have an autoimmune disease, or whether the fact that you just have a bad back, or you have a bad knee, or you've got to have a hip surgery, you feel alone and isolated. And talking to people who are in the work, who are doing this themselves, what you're doing is we're creating a community. We're creating camaraderie of like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And I think one of those things is bringing people together to help them work together. And that, that from my community, is that we bring a lot of people in. Some of the people that you've met are really good friends, and that's how it works.
Yes,
I love
it's really nice. And as Mona, she's writing, she has tickets for Friday, and she's really looking forward to seeing you both.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mona. And what you said about the statement, it was amazing, because you wrote down everything I wanted in my life as a healthy person. From before I open my eyes in the morning, and during the whole day, and the way I work. And at that time, when I listened to it, I was crying all the time, because it was so unreal.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my boyfriend, before we were sleeping, we hold hands listening to you every night. Aww. 3 times. And also when I was in hospital before my operation, I was listening to this. And I didn't in the beginning believed in it, but it was beautiful to listen to. The amazing thing is that mostly everything in that statement has happened. It's just few details left, like the book we are working with. And also a salsa course, because my boyfriend is not very fond of dancing, but he will be. He had everything from the statement there. But you talked about crystals, and then I have big crystal after you told me that. And you talked about paintings on the walls and the color in it. I had a lady who painted a big healing picture, and you talked about how I was running in the forest. I had the forest outside the window, and now I'm running. Maybe you've seen that. Did you see that?
I have seen you running. Yes, absolutely.
It's amazing, because I have removed some organs, but I feel very healthy. And so statement is very important. And the other thing is, when I become sick, then I really started to see my value.
Yeah.
I started to really love myself, because I haven't always been so good at that. It's easy for me to love other people and see their talents and everything. I really enjoy that, but I was a bit hard on myself.
Right.
But we worked with that self-love, and I think you need to have that to heal,
Right.
because self-love, when you are in contact with your source, your higher self, and love yourself deeply, then the healing really starts to happening.
Right.
It's hard to help someone else if they don't love themselves. So do you have some easy techniques you can share with us just to start to work with self-love?
Yeah, in fact, I'm actually going to show everybody a technique right now that I think is going to be really good for them to find gratitude. And so self-love is very important, but I think there's a part before we can get to self-love. Sometimes we have to just be grateful for the moment, and then it leads into, wow, I'm actually grateful for me. Oh, wow, I'm grateful for this. So if you're at home, please don't do this while you're driving. Okay, we need you to actually, keep your eye on the road, so we don't that. But what I would love everyone to do is I would like you all to think about right now something that you are grateful for. Whatever it is, just think about something that you are. Could be an animal, it could be a loved one, it could be a job, it could be an item, it could be anything. So just think about that. And allow yourself to feel the gratitude in that moment. Now, what I would like you to do is you're going to look ahead and you're going to feel the gratitude, but we're going to move our eyes now. And you're going to move your eyes to the right or to the left to find a spot that the gratitude becomes more intense. So we'll move our eyes to the right first of all. So slowly move your eye, not your body, your eyes. Move it to the right. And feel an intense piece of gratitude within your body. And when you feel it, just hold there. And then you may want to move your eyes to see if there's anything feels intense there. And then we'll come back to center and we're going to go to the left-hand side now. We're just going to move slowly into that area and feel if there's any areas that feels really intense gratitude. And my spot is over here. And so what I want you to do is I want you to go back to that spot that increases the gratitude within you and just allow your eyes to settle on that spot and just feel the gratitude. Allow the gratitude to come into your body. You may see an image of what you're grateful for. You may have that emotion. And I encourage you just to sit in that moment for a moment and just allow yourself to breathe. And as you're allowing yourself to breathe, allow that peace, that gratitude to just take over you. And it's in that space that you can find that sense of peace, happiness, what you're grateful for. And then slowly self-love comes as part of that. And it's a slow part. But right now, just sit in that gratitude. So that's just a little tip that I'm just going to share with you.
Beautiful, Lisa. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
And you have also talked a lot about journaling, the importance of journaling. So I have done a lot of journaling. Can you tell us a little about that too?
Yeah, so, I don't know, but I personally, I'm just seeing some friends of mine popping in, but I personally do not love journaling. I do not like journaling. I think journaling is just a way of churning up all of my yuckiness that I don't actually want to look at. But there's a reason why it's important, because what journaling does, and there's studies on this, and a friend of mine, Kate Beddoe, she's actually a journaling coach. We were talking about that, as my friend David. Anyway, we were talking about this, and what happened is we were talking about this journaling, and I was like, really? And she said, yes, all of these studies. And so she showed me all of these studies, and I was like, there's something to this. So I started to look at the journaling. And so what I did was create for you, Turan, some very, very specific journaling prompts. And it was based upon what we uncovered during our sessions. And so therefore you were working through what was important for you. And so I think when you can get very specific journaling prompts, you're able to really dive into the core. And, we also have to understand that getting this stuff out, but we also have to integrate it into our life. So at this moment, when we're journaling, you can't just be left with this on the page. So I actually created a process, and part of it is breath work. So we allow the breath to come in. Then we work on the journal. Then you journaling for 20 minutes. I mean, it's a long time, but it's even when you don't know what else you can write, you're going to, I don't know what else I can write. Oh, and suddenly everything else comes out. And then there's a moment that we want to tap. And so our nervous system.
I love that tapping. It really helps.
So we have a vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve sort of comes all the way down, and it's part of our central nervous system. But the vagus nerve is responsible for calming our emotions, calming our energy, our parasympathetic state. And when we can tap here, and I encourage everybody just to tap here. Okay, so just tap on their chest, and all it is whatever is coming up, and you say, I love myself. I am happy. I am worthy. And you just say it 3 times. I love myself. I am happy. I am worthy. I love myself. I am happy. I am worthy. And then you take a deep breath in, and then just blow it all out. And at that point, what's happening is we've calmed our nervous system down. Because our nervous system, which is responsible for regulating our system, our whole body, when we are so like, our body can't heal. And when we have told ourselves something in our head, we actually want to reaffirm something different. We want to release whatever it is. And so this is releasing away from the body. And this is why massage is so good. Our emotions are held in our fascia, our joints, our body. And so we actually want to remove everything from it. And that's why tapping is really important. So there's a certain protocol that I gave you with the journaling. And then if you incorporate the gaze spot now with the gratitude, which somebody said, can I do this with my daughter too? You can absolutely do it with your daughter. And it has to be on a very positive note, that you bring it into a very positive, there's gratitude, feel it, or happiness, or joy, or acceptance, whatever it is. You bring it into your body and you allow your body to feel those emotions. And that's how we actually unlock emotions from our body, our brain, and we unleash who we need to be.
And I also use that before my riding sessions, because I'm still a little afraid. The horse is so big. And I'm sitting like this in the car and do that exercise. And the horse feel a difference.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's something else I also want to mention. And that's, if you are sick and need to heal, you need to choose to focus on things that makes you happy.
Right.
And people who draw your energy, you need to stay away from them. You need to have very strict boundaries. And so it's a full-time job to become healthy again when you are sick. So I work with all of this from the morning until I went to bed. And what made me happy was I have 2 horses outside here. I visit them every day, just touching them, because the heart rate on a horse is 5 times stronger than a human. So it calms you down. It helps to walk in the forest. Some people like to dance, take photos, meditating, or just be with friends that makes you laugh. And it's important to have some humor too when you are seriously sick, because you need to laugh. And when you're happy, your energy is going up higher, and then it's so much easier for the body to heal.
Yeah.
So that's important to remember, even when your life is really dark.
Right.
And it's a lot of fear coming in. Try to do things that makes you happy, small things. So, and the time goes too quickly.
I know.
I know you have to go soon. You're a very busy woman. Is there something else you want to share?
So I want to just add to what you were saying. I think creating boundaries is very important. And when we get to a certain age, our boundaries drop, and we do find it very hard to put more boundaries upon our life. Like, our aging parents, or friends that need us, or our businesses, or our children.
Grandchildren.
Yeah. And the thing is, and grandchildren, and we feel guilty about it. And I think this is important, that we recognize that there is a guilt. And so I encourage people, it's about finding balance. It's about finding time when it's right for you, and saying now is not a good time, because whatever it might be, we are so used to trying to squeeze things in and everything else. And I feel like making sure that we find balance is very important. That was one of the things that we had to work on you with, was do a balance and finding boundaries. So I think everything that you're doing is so powerful. But I want to say, Charan, I'm very proud of you. I feel like your work here.
Thank you.
People need it. People need to see it. People need to hear it. People need to know about it. And I think it's powerful. So, Charan, I'm very proud of you, and I'm honored to have been on your first show. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, everyone who's been here today on Healing from the Heart. May you walk with peace, love, and trust in your own light. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, and keep shining. Looking forward to see you soon. Bye.